Today, we're going to dive into a story about a single, simple choice. A choice that splits one life path into two totally different futures. It's really a story about the hidden power of time and how it can be your best friend or, well, your worst enemy.
I mean, really think about that for a second. How can something as small as your daily coffee or lunch habits literally change everything about your life down the road? We make these little choices all the time without a second thought. But what if one of them, a decision about just a few bucks, was actually a decision about millions? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
All right, so let's meet the two guys at the heart of our story. Two friends, Liam and Noah. I want you to picture them standing at the exact same starting line, about to start the race of their adult lives. And look at this. They're practically identical. Both 18 years old. Both just landed their first jobs, making the exact same salary. Everything's equal. The only difference, the one single fork in the road, is what they do with their extra cash. Liam decides he's going to invest $5,000 a year. Noah? He decides, you know what, I'm going to enjoy it right now. Now, Liam's plan is super straightforward. He's not some stock market whiz. He just puts that money into a Roth IRA, which is just a retirement account with some nice tax perks, and he invests it in a simple index fund. All that means is his money just follows the overall market. It's the definition of set it and forget it. Easy. So here's our roadmap for their story. We're going to follow these two for the next 40 years, and we'll check in at a few key moments, right after they make the choice, then during what I call the quiet decades, then at a critical tipping point, and finally, we'll see where they end up. Okay, first stop, we're jumping 20 years into the future. This is the period I call the quiet decades. And honestly, this is the part of the story where it really looks like Liam made the wrong choice. So, by the time he's 38, Liam has put in $100,000 over those 20 years. And with the market doing its thing, his portfolio is now worth about $247,000. Now, don't get me wrong, that's a ton of money. But it's not exactly retire early and buy an island money, you know? And while Liam was just patiently putting his money away, Noah was having the time of his life. He had the new cars, the latest gadgets, the awesome vacation pictures all over social media. If you were one of their friends, you'd probably think Noah was the one who had it all figured out. He was winning. But then, something begins to change. We're now entering the most important part of this whole journey, the tipping point. You see, Liam's little financial snowball, the one he's been pushing uphill for 20 long years, has finally reached the top of the mountain. And now it starts to roll. And it starts picking up some serious speed.
Just 10 years later, boom. At age 48, the difference is absolutely staggering. Liam's net worth has more than doubled to over $600,000. The gap between him and Noah, who still basically has nothing saved, it's not a gap anymore, it's a canyon.
I think this quote from Liam says it all. The first 10 years were slow, the next 10 were exciting, the 10 after that were unbelievable. That slow, quiet growth just suddenly gets loud. His money is now making more money for him each year than he's even putting in. That's the magic starting to kick in.
All right, let's fast forward one last time. We're going to age 58. After 4 decades, that single choice they both made when they were 18 has led them to two completely different worlds.
At 58 years old, Liam is a millionaire. His portfolio has exploded to over $1.4 million. And get this is the wildest part. Of that massive number, only $200,000 was his own money. Over $1.2 million is just growth. It's money his money made for him. Incredible. And this is what it all comes down to. At 58, Liam has options. He has financial freedom. He can retire if he wants, travel, do whatever he's passionate about without having to worry about a paycheck. Noah, on the other hand, he's facing a lot of financial stress. He's got to keep working, probably for a long time. Same guys, same starting line, completely different endings.
So what was it? What was this invisible force that created such a massive difference between them? It wasn't luck. It wasn't some kind of stock-picking genius. It was just a simple, powerful mathematical principle.
It's called compounding, and it's the engine of all wealth creation. The simplest way to think about it is this. It's your money making babies, and then those babies grow up and make their own babies. And that's why the growth starts so slow, and then just becomes this unstoppable, explosive force later on. So let's just break down Liam's secret sauce. It really just came down to 4 key things. 1, consistency. He just kept at it, year after year.
2. Time. He started early and gave his money what it needs most, decades to work its magic. 3. Patience. He didn't panic, he didn't try to live like Noah, he just stayed the course. And finally, reinvestment. He just let the system do its job, letting every dollar his money earned become a new little worker in his financial army.
So, at the end of the day, the story of Liam and Noah isn't really about them, is it? It's about a choice that every single one of us faces. That fork in the road is right there in front of you every single day. So the real question is, what's your 40-year story going to look like?